Hi, I'm Dr. Gingrich. I will be your professor this semester for senior seminar. Since you're in senior seminar, you're either graduating this semester or next semester. So I want to take a moment to congratulate you on all the hard work. I know a biology degree is not easy, and I applaud you for your efforts. I want to take a moment to go over some of the class policies and the syllabus with you. I want you to be able to jump right into the course and not worry about figuring out where things are in the course shell. Just because this is an online class does not mean that we won't interact. We actually will interact quite a bit with one another online. However, I'm also available to you in person. I'm on the Clearwater campus in the NM building, room 211. So remember that I'm there if you want to come in and talk or go over some assignments. You can also schedule an appointment via Zoom, or you can send me emails. So this course requires a lot of back and forth with you and I and your other students because we are trying to prepare you for your next step. When you graduate, many of you will go on to graduate school, some of you will go into a job. And this course is designed to help that transition. So we want to make sure that we interact with one another in a very positive way to help you make that transition. So what we will do now is to go over to the class in my courses and take a look at it together. I hope we have a great semester, and please always remember to reach out to me, even after you graduate. If you need a letter of recommendation or you want to polish a CV, please always remember that you can reach back to us. Hope you have a great semester. Let's take a few moments to look at the setup of this course and the course syllabus. So here we are on the home screen of the course, and you can see that there's always going to be news right here. I always recommend that you come into the home page and look at the news items. If you haven't checked it in a few days, or if you think there's been a lot of postings, you may have to click down here where it says show all news items, because if there's a lengthy list, it may not be showing you everything at one time. But if you click that, you should see older posts as well. So let's take a look into the course content section, which is where most of your actual content and your assignments will be. Within the Begin Here section, you can see the syllabus. There's an academic honesty quiz, some information about college success skills, how to be successful in this course, and some other things that you can take a look at. Also look over here under the table of contents underneath Begin Here. You can see that there are 10 modules. So this course is set up to run for 10 weeks. One module is 1 week in the course. Now, many of the assignments that we will do in one module, we will carry over into the next week in the form of a peer review. So you might have something due 1 week, and then you're going to peer review one another the following week. Now, one of the things that does then is it means that you don't want to get behind in submissions, because if you do get behind, you don't have the peer review available for the next week. Here on the syllabus, you can see my office location. I'm on the Clearwater campus in the NM building, room 211. We can also meet by Zoom. I'm not scheduling regular office hours, but I do have office hours by appointment. What I found in this course is that more often it works better to meet with you one-on-one with some of the questions you might have. So that's why I do this by appointment. You have my email and my phone number here. The best way to reach me is to use this Communicate tab here in my courses. When you do it this way, it comes in identified with the course, and it makes it a little bit faster for me to get back with you. The dean's information is given here. You can go through and look at the different course goals here and the objectives. What we're trying to do in senior seminar is to help you make that next step when you graduate. So we want to help you write a CV, a personal statement for grad school or for a job. We want to help you go through the mock interview process and various other things that will prepare you. We also spend a lot of time working on preparing a portfolio. This research portfolio will highlight some of your best work that you've done in the program. We want to illustrate that you're able to write scientifically and think critically and analyze data, things that your employer and or graduate school are going to be looking for. You have this document that you can then show to a prospective employer or grad school. We also try to help you get ready for some of these standardized tests. The textbook for the course is Hoffman's 4th edition of the Writing in Biological Sciences textbook. Note, you may have a previous edition that you used for theory and practice or scientific communication. If you have the third edition or a previous one, you shouldn't really need to purchase a new book. There might be some slightly different information in here, and you may have to realign the chapters. I've tried to go into each week and make sure that I've aligned it to both the third and fourth editions. If you've got an earlier one, you may have to make sure that you're looking at the right section in the book. Let's take a look at some of these important dates. So the course runs from May 16th to July 21st. The deadline to withdraw with a refund is May 20th, and then the withdrawal date is June 24th. After June 24th, you will receive a grade in the course, whatever the grade is that you have earned. There's several times in the semester that we are required to report your attendance and your participation. We are required to take attendance the first 2 weeks of the semester. Any students that don't submit assignments in those first 2 weeks or attend will automatically be withdrawn by administration from the class. Then, on June 24th, we are required to submit a report on active class participation. We're defining active participation as the submission of at least 70% of the material that has been assigned, and that's timely submission. So it's been submitted and it's been submitted on time. It doesn't mean that you have a 70% or greater average in the class. It just means that you have timely submitted 70% of the assigned work. If you haven't submitted that much of the work, it will be reported as not actively participating. Students that are not actively participating will be assigned a grade of WF by administration. Please keep in mind that WF grades transfer to other universities as Fs. If you find yourself in a situation where you've taken on too much and you don't think you're going to be able to continue and you haven't been able to keep up with that participation, it's in your best interest to withdraw from the class before that June 24th deadline. If you do that, you receive a W for the class, not a WF. And that is very different when you go to transfer to a university. If you do decide to withdraw from a class, you need to fill out the paperwork. Faculty cannot withdraw students from classes. You can do it, you can ask an advisor to help you, but we do not have the ability to withdraw students. Let's take a look at grading. You will have weekly assignments. Each assignment is going to have a slightly different point value. Each week might be a slightly different point value, and these were decided based on the amount of time and effort that each of these assignments takes. You can read through expectations that I have of you and the expectations that you can have of me. Let's go back over to the table of contents and let's take a look at the schedule of assignments. We have the different weeks which represent the different modules. You can use this as your checklist. This just tells you what this relates to in the course objectives. This makes sure that we are highlighting and covering all the things that we said we were going to cover in this course. And it shows you how they align. And it also gives you the point values here. So we had point values on the schedule of assignments, and then 90 to 100% of that is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, etc. And this shows you what that would be in terms of the total points. You can always keep track of how many points you have and what is your percentage at that point in the course by going to the grade book. You can see the different modules. Each of those modules will have an overview of what this module is about, and you'll see the assignment checklist. This should align with that table we saw a minute ago. Essentially, the things that you see listed here are listed in the order that you want to do them. So you want to first do your reading assignment. If you click on, let's say, the first assignment that's in this list, let's say you do the assignment. At the end of that, if you click this arrow either up here or down here, it'll take you to the next thing in the list. The next thing in that list was going to this OWL writing lab. Then if I've gone through and I've looked through the OWL, I can come back to this and I can click to the next thing. So you can click through the information that way, or if we come back into the module, you can see that you could click on each one. So I could have clicked on the reading assignment and then come back here, clicked on the Purdue OWL site, clicked on assignment 1 and gone through the list that way. So if I was on this reading assignment and I wanted to get back to module 1, I could just come back here and click over here to get back into module 1. This shows us the course calendar. You can see that all of your due dates are listed on the calendar. Typically, we will have things due on Thursdays and Sundays, but then occasionally we will also have a reply to a peer review due on Tuesday. Then our final portfolio is due on Wednesday so that there's time to grade it before class ends on that Friday. For these due dates, the time is always 11:59 p.m. So whatever the date is, it will always be 11:59 p.m. I mentioned before that sometimes we will have assignments that are peer reviews. Here in Module 3, we're going to have a peer review. When we go and look at the peer review assignment, in assignment 3A, I am having you peer review a student's assignment from the previous week, from assignment 2. So as I mentioned before, if someone doesn't hand in assignment 2C, then they won't have a peer review. The way that this also works is if you don't hand in assignment 2C, not only do you not get your work peer reviewed, but you won't have one to peer review. You don't want to do that because not handing in assignment 2C would then make it so that you wouldn't be able to earn these points for doing the peer review. So you want to make sure that you get those things submitted so that you not only get the points for the original assignment, but also for the peer review. If you have any questions as you're going over the course layout or the syllabus, please don't hesitate to contact me.